Hi, it's the M.L.M for the Soul channel, and I do have a new topic for today. Before I begin, I just want to say, may the words and expressions of my mouth and the thoughts and meditations of my heart find favor and acceptance before you, Hashem. And some people I thank who have inspired me. I hope they can inspire you as well. I will have links below this video to their sites. They are Rabbi Shalom Arush, Rabbi Lazer Brody, Rabbi Yosef Mizrahi, Rabbi Eli Mansour, Rabbi Elona Nava, Rabbi Yuval Ovadia, Rav Daniel Asor, Nosson Baruch Black, David Sachs, Rabbi Michael Skobac, Jews for Judaism, Yaron Ruvain, and Rabbi David Asher. So I think I've covered everyone. There's probably more, but those are the ones I'm focusing on. And also, if you've never checked out this channel before, you can check out my first video, and I will have a link for that below this video as well, because that was over 130 something videos ago, so I don't know if you'll be able to find it easily. And so today is the last part of the Perek Shira that I did from the Artscroll series book, The Song of the Universe. This is their, I think it's the pocket size or personal size edition. I always forget. It's the personal size edition. So this is Perek Shishi, chapter 6. So I hope you've enjoyed doing this, listening to the series, and you can always go back and listen to them at any point. In any order. There's no real order to them, although there is an order when you read it usually. So this is Perek Shishi, Shir HaShiratzim VaHachayot, the song of the lowly creatures and beasts. So here is a picture, and this is one of the shorter chapters, so this video won't take as long as some of the others. So Shiratzim Omrim, the creeping creatures say, Yismach Yisrael Ba'osav B'nei Tzion Yagilu V'Malkam. This is from Tehillim. Let Israel exalt in its maker, let the children of Zion rejoice in their king. So here's a picture of a creeping creature. I don't know what he is, but looks kind of interesting there on this side. You can see that. So some creatures are lowly, vulnerable, seemingly superfluous, even repulsive, but Hashem finds place for them in his world. This teaches us not to belittle anyone, even sinners, for Hashem preserves them as well. Why? We may not know, but we recognize that his wisdom is beyond our understanding. Let Yisrael rejoice, therefore, in the one who made us, because we have faith in the security of his love. Those who are on the highest spiritual and intellectual level, those who are figuratively on Mount Zion, on Har Zion, the sacred temple mount, are even more joyous because they recognize that Hashem is their king and that he is present in their daily lives. Very beautifully said. Elim shebashiratzim omrim, the prolific creeping creatures say, Eshecha geffen poria, b'yachatei veitecha, banecha kishtile zeitim saviv l'shulchanecha. This is also from Tehillim. Your wife will be like the fruitful vine in the inner chambers of your home. Your children will be like olive shoots surrounding your table. And I believe this is some kind of a, I don't know, it's a lizard or something. Or you could see that in the picture here. I'm not sure what that is. So these are the large creeping animals such as rodents and lizards. They are prolific in the sense that unlike animals and mammals, they produce many offspring in a single litter. In the metaphor of the Talmud, olive shoots allude to children and Torah, both of which endure year-round and are sources of light. Oil is imperceptible inside the olive, but once drawn out, it symbolizes the light of the holy menorah, which symbolizes the incomparable light of Torah. Our children, too, have a potential for greatness in Torah to enlighten the universe. Next one, Nachash Omer, the snake says, Somech Hashem l'chol hanoflim zokef l'chol hakefufim. Also from Tehillim, Hashem supports all the fallen ones and straightens all the bends. So here's a picture of a snake right here. I guess none of us want to really ever get too close to one, but I had an experience with a friend where we were at a nature kind of place, wetlands, and there happened to be a snake as we were leaving, crossing the road, and we noticed it, and of course we waited. It was like right there in the walkway, so typical that you might find them around places like that. So the original snake had legs and a persuasive tongue. It enticed Eve or Chava to sin and was cursed by losing its power of speech and its legs. I can't imagine a snake with legs. It just sounds weird, but that's how it was. It slithers along the ground and suffers the hatred of mankind. Still the snake survives, and Hashem gives it food wherever it crawls. So too, a sinner may fall from the heights to the depths, but in his mind and heart he dares not forget that the fallen have support, because Hashem does not slumber and remains steady to raise him from the grime. So meaning, even if much as you fall and you keep falling and you do worse and you keep going lower and lower, Hashem's still there to support you. So if you go ahead and try to do something to improve yourself, Hashem is there to help you out always. Next one, Akrav Omer, the scorpion says, Tov Hashem lakol rachamav al kol ma'asav, also from Tehillim. Hashem is good to all, his mercies are on all his works. So here's a picture of a scorpion. Again, I don't think we want to get anywhere near this creature. It's kind of scary. The Midrash likens an angry man to a scorpion. Both are poisonous and potentially lethal, and people rush to escape from both. Nevertheless, Hashem is merciful to their victims and to them. He provides food and refuge even for scorpions and for the human variety. The angry, dangerous man should learn to look within himself and realize that Hashem does not spare him so that he should remain perilous. The vigor that propels him to evil must be harnessed and directed to do good. Just as Hashem is good and merciful to all, so should he be. So meaning we have to emulate him. So use what you have for the good. Next one, Shablul Omer, the snail says, Kamo Shablul Temes Yahaloch Neifel Eshet Bal Chazu Shamesh, from Tehillim as well, like the snail that melts and slithers away, like the stillbirth of a mole that did not see the sun. So here's a picture of a snail. And sometimes you might see them around. I sometimes have found snail shells by themselves without the snails in them anymore. So the snail's song symbolizes the disappearance of evil when Hashem hears the prayers of the righteous. The progress of evil seems swift and its retreat is often painfully slow. But in the end it will recede and melt away and slink into darkness, as if it had never seen the light. So this is a song of hope, a song that sings out against despair. The end may be coming, may be slow in coming, very slow, but come it will. And we're referring to Mashiach from Hebrew Yameinu. It's slow, but he is on his way. Nimala Omeret, the ant says, Lech el Nimala atzel re'ei deracheha v'chacham. This is from Mishlei. Go to the ant, you sluggard, see its ways and grow wise. Sorry you're hearing the noise in the background because I'm recording this outside, nothing I can do about it. So the ant, let me show you a picture. This is very interesting. This must be a magnified version because in nature we don't see them looking this big, so it must be magnified. So the ant is a living lesson in industry and dedication to general welfare. Each ant scurries in search of food and carries 6 times its own weight back to the communal nest. I can't imagine that. And they're so tiny, so it's amazing. It lives for only 6 months, but gathers enough food to last it many lifetimes, as if demonstrating faith that Hashem will give it longer life. That's like comparatively to in the desert, we were supposed to not only take mun for the day, but those who collected actually didn't stay for the next day because you were supposed to have the faith and the trust, the bitachon and Hashem that He was going to provide you the next day. So same applies. Nowadays it's different. We have refrigerators, but there's no thing like that anymore. So too man should never be content with his accumulation of Torah mitzvos. It is never enough. There's always more to do, more to gather, more to accomplish, more people to be served and helped. Very beautifully said as well. Getting the sirens again. So the Achbar Omer, the mouse says, V'atat tzaddik al kol haba alai ki emet asita v'ani hershati. So this is from Nehemiah. It actually was missing from here where it's from, but it's from Nehemiah, I remember. But you are righteous in all that has come upon me, for you have acted truthfully while I have caused wickedness. So here's a picture of a little mouse. Not everyone likes mice, but I think they're kind of cute. Few creatures are more despised than rats and mice. I don't know about rats, but I think mice are cute. They're the tiny little creatures. The Talmud describes them as the very symbol of wickedness because they chew and destroy even garments which provide them no nourishment. And they gather in multitudes to plunder whatever food they find. Figuratively, they know they are wicked and they deserve the hatred and the hunting, so they acknowledge that Hashem is just in letting them be treated that way. So too, instead of bemoaning their troubles, people should recognize that Hashem is just and the fault is theirs. Perfectly said. Next one, Hulda Omer, the weasel says, Kol neshama tehalel ka halaluka. This is from Tehillim. Let all souls praise Hashem, halaluka. And there's a picture of a weasel, and it kind of looks cute. It kind of, the way it stands, I think it stands kind of very elegantly. It's in the snow there. So weasels symbolize the value and sanctity of life. The Talmud declares that a weasel will stay away from a day-old infant, but it will not hesitate to feed on the dead body of as fearsome a person as the giant Og, king of Bashan. On his deathbed, the Vilna Gaon caressed his tzitzis and said, "For pennies a day, one can perform a mitzvah constantly. After death, the greatest person cannot perform even one." So isn't that amazing? As long as someone lives, he can serve Hashem and build mansions of merit and virtue in this world and the next. Justly does every living soul praise Hashem. Hallelujah. Very beautifully said. And the final one for this Perek Shira. Kilavim omrim, the dogs say, Ba'u nishtachave v'nichra'a nivrcha lefnei Hashem osenu, from Tehillim. Come, let us prostrate ourselves in battle. Let's kneel before Hashem, our Maker. Here's a picture of two dogs. I guess that's the parent and that's the baby. So this is the climax of Perek Shira. In the animal kingdom, dogs epitomize loyalty. They are, quote, man's best friend, displaying gratitude and obedience to the master who treats them well. What better example for a man to show gratitude to the master who gives him everything? Life, health, resources, potential, the ability to grow and contribute and come closer to Hashem, and earn eternal reward, and become worthy of Hashem's exclamation, Avdi ata Yisrael asher b'cha et pa'ar. You are my servant, Israel, in whom I glorify myself, as from Yeshaya. Let us echo the song of the dog. Come, let us prostrate ourselves in battle. Let's kneel before Hashem, our Maker. And in closing, I just want to say that I hope that we can, again, take everything we've learned from here, from all the parts and from this now, and use it and apply them to follow Hashem and praise Hashem and do what we're supposed to do, that we can hasten the coming of Mashiach, and may we see it speedily in our days, and the rebuilding of our final and everlasting Beis HaMikdash. Amen, and thanks for watching.